Next game up, Texas A&M versus Auburn. Another line that kind of surprised me when I saw it. Texas A&M's only favored by 3 in this game. Let's talk about them. 29.3 points per game offensively. That is 44th in the country. 5.8 yards per play in the country. That is 50th. 4.8 yards per rush. That is 38th. And 7.6 yards per per pass. That is 39th in the country. A sack rate of 5.98%, which is 62nd in the country. Defensively, they're pretty stout, 20.4 points per game, 23rd in the country, 5.2 yards per play, 44th in the country, 3.8 yards per rush, 34th in the country, 6.8 yards per pass, 48th in the country, and a sack rate getting after the quarterback of 6.36%. That is 54th in the country. Now we go to Auburn. 96th in the country in points a game, 22.6. 6 yards per play, that is 36th in the country. 4.8 yards per rush, that is 39th in the country. 7.9 yards per pass, that is 28th in the country. 20.4 yards or 20.4 points per game given up defensively, 23rd in the country. 4.7 yards per play in the country given up. That's 19th in the country. 3.2 yards per rush, 10th in the country. 6.9 yards per pass given up, 51st in the country. And a sack rate of 7.12%. So honestly, a very underrated defense in the SEC. And I think underrated team as a whole. If you look at like their stats compared to their teams of the past, I think someone posted it. If you put these exact stats up against like a normal year, I think Auburn, the last time they had them, they went undefeated one year, and then the other they lost 2 games. So this team is better than what their record says they are, and I agree with that watching them. They just make really stupid turnovers in key situations. Tyler, what do you have to say about this game?
Yeah, this is the game. If I'm a Texas A&M fan, I'm most worried about. Like, obviously, you have a big game against Texas coming up, and of course, you got to go on the road at Auburn and Jordan-Hare at night. Good luck. It's a tough place to play, man. I really like. Again, I'm going to go with the under again. I think both defenses come to play here. But if I'm an A&M fan, I'm pretty worried, and obviously losing one of the best players in the SEC in Le'Veon Moss is huge. He was having a very good season for Texas A&M, averaging over 100 yards per game since the Notre Dame game. And in fact, I think he was averaging 140 since the Notre Dame game. So that's a terrible loss against, I think that happened in the South Carolina game. Marcel Reed, he's just, for them to win, he just can't turn the ball over. Man, this is a tough game to pick. I'm not going to lie. I get it. Auburn's 4-6, but like you said, they're way better than the record indicates. They're a couple drop passes away from beating Cal, Arkansas, and I'm drawing a blank on whoever
if they don't throw a
else.
pick six at the end of the game, they beat Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma too. Yeah, they're that as well. They're stupid turnovers away from being 7-3, maybe even 8-2. I'm going to give Mike Elko the benefit of the doubt. He's going to prepare for this game. I do think this is going to be an all-out situation for Auburn. Now, they have a big game next week. They play Alabama on the road, but this is their last game at Jordan-Hare. Oh, man, I think Texas A&M's going to squeak by this. I think they're going to win maybe by a field goal, something like 20-17 on the road at Auburn, but I would not be surprised if Texas A&M does catch an L here with when this game is played at night at Auburn, one of the toughest places to play in college football. And it really feels like Auburn's kind of due for the win. They're due for a flukish situation win against a really good team, or even just a good team if you're not high on Texas A&M. Texas A&M's defensive line is going to have to come out in this game. Their offensive line is going to have to step up too against Auburn. And who's going to really be that second running back? I'm hearing, or first running back. It's obviously Amari Daniels, but he's not Le'Veon Moss. So, yeah, man, like I said, I'm stumbling on this one because I could legitimately see Texas A&M losing this game on the road at Auburn because of when it's played, especially right before the Texas game. But I'm giving Texas A&M the benefit of the doubt. And hopefully E.J. Smith can step it up at running back too. But give me the Aggies 20-17 on the road, and I like the under.
Yeah, this game is definitely a trap game. I think Auburn, like you said, is better than their record says they are. And Texas A&M, honestly, just looking at the team as a whole and what I've watched, The only thing I think that's like just great about their team is their secondary. Their defense line's good. I don't think it's great. Offense, I thought the running, and it was going into the season, I had them ranked as I think the second best running back room when everyone was healthy, right behind Texas. I think Texas was CJ Baxter, Jaden Blue, and Trey were the best, but then I had them too. And it's because they had a triple monster there too with Amari Daniels, Le'Veon Moss, and Ruben Owens. You lose Ruben Owens at the beginning of the season. You lose Le'Veon Moss now. So you're down to one guy. If he gets hurt, I don't know what the hell they're going to do with the running back situation. The wide receivers are definitely better than I thought they were. They're still not, I don't think they have a great wide receiver there, but they're pretty good. It's going to come down, honestly, to whatever quarterback doesn't make the mistake. We've seen Peyton Thorne do it multiple times. We've seen Marcel Reed in that South Carolina game do it multiple times. I think whatever quarterback doesn't make that timely mistake, that team wins this football game. I think Texas A&M, there's this joke in the Texas fan base, no matter how they start, they're going to finish 8-4. Well, guess what? They still have a chance. They lose this game in next week versus Texas, they're going to finish 8-4, and that's kind of the Texas A&M way. I don't know who to pick in this game. I have a coin right here. I'm not going to flip it, but I'm going to take Texas A&M, but barely. I'm going to take them to cover, but it's going to be 24-20. But I could easily see this game go the total opposite way and go 24-20 Auburn. I think this is a true coin flip game, and they better be careful. They better handle business. I know it was pretty funny today. Mike Elko was asked, were you thinking about the Texas game? And then answered, no, we're thinking about Texas. Oh, no. Sorry. We're thinking about Auburn. So maybe he is thinking about Texas a little bit too much, but I think they do end up winning this game. I'm kind of hoping they do. For the simple fact, I think that'd be an epic matchup. Basically, the right to go to the college football playoff, the right to go to the SEC championship game down at College Station. I think it'd be one of, if not the most watched games of the whole year. It's a game everyone, even if you're not a Texas A&M fan, would be excited for. So I'm kind of hoping this is the only game I'm going to be rooting for Texas A&M the whole year. So I'm kind of hoping they win this game, and that sets up those stakes for next week. And I'll take Texas A&M 24-20 in this game, and I'll take the under as well.
Yeah, and their run game's gonna have to be on point. Auburn has a very good front seven, and their defense as a whole is just very, very good. Their defense keeps them in pretty much every game thus far. They, like I said, they easily could be 8-2. I forgot about the Missouri game. Oh my goodness, that was the most typical Auburn way to lose.
Yeah.
But this could be a typical Auburn win, and this was a game I circled for Texas A&M as the biggest trap game simply because you play Texas the week after. And with all these injuries at the offensive side for Texas A&M, and still, this to me doesn't make any sense. What has happened to Moose Muhammad? Like, I don't even know what in the world has happened to who I think is their most talented wide receiver. Definitely coming in. He had the most experience coming in. He is just not getting any playing time. I don't even know if he played against New Mexico State. Now I'm going to have to go back and look. But overall, they're not a pass-heavy team, and they're going to have to get something. They're going to have to get the pass game going. And for whatever reason, the two-quarterback system had been working when they ran it, but I'm going to go with Marcel Reed. He's a very good athlete, and just can't trust Peyton Thorne when the time is right. He just shows that he's just not good enough to be an SEC caliber quarterback, whereas Marcel Reed has made plays in the past. So if that Marcel Reed shows up, Texas A&M should win. But like I said, I'm very worried about this Texas A&M team because they play Texas next week.
Yeah, and the strength of the Auburn defense is the run to stop the run. So you're right. They're gonna have to get it going somewhat in this game in the air. If they don't, it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a close game either way. It'll be interesting what happens.